Yeah. So, namaste and good evening to all, and thank you for joining the program. Now, I think everybody has got used to this time, and I think it is much more suitable, right? This time of 7 p.m. for people who are working also. So, we thought we'll try it out on an experimental basis, but I think it's going good. So, thank you again. Now, before we start with this presentation, I would like to tell you about our next program. The next one is going to be the last one for this year. After that, it's Christmas holidays, I guess. So the next program will be next Saturday itself. That's on the 13th December. And it's a Google Meet. And it's a technical talk by Mr. Ashok Kandimalla. That's on ISO. So the title is Demystifying ISO, a technical talk by Mr. Ashok Kandimalla, who recently did a very, very successful workshop on Lightroom. We had 25 people who attended, and everybody was really very happy. It went off very, very well. And so he's going to talk a little about the misconception of ISO that we all have. So don't miss that talk. Please do attend. Mark your calendars for that. And that will be all. And then we'll start the new year with a Chitra Sante walk. So this time Chitra Sante is on Sunday, January 4th. So it will soon be published on the website. People can join. Of course, there's no limit in numbers. So everybody in Bangalore, or if you are nearby places, also Mysore and all that, I think it is worth traveling and doing pictures there. You get real good street pictures, very colorful, and the experience itself is so nice. So people come from all over India and even abroad sometimes, and they present their artwork. So there's a lot of color. The whole street is very colorful, and we go as a group every year. So please mark that also on your calendar, and rest of the programs, of course, will be published later on. So now to come to the presentation by Karthick Sridharan. The title is From Clicks to Stories. So it's of course on wildlife, and it's mainly about Africa, I think. So today we have joined the award-winning wildlife photographer Karthick Sridharan as he takes you behind the lens in From Clicks to Stories. So discover how every frame can become a powerful visual narrative, from mastering light and timing to capturing emotion and behavior in the wild. So this inspiring session reveals how technical expertise and creative vision come together to transform photographs into stories that connect, move, and make a difference. So, like you say, I mean, every picture should say 1,000 words. So, in this 1,000 words, every picture tells a story. So, we're going to witness that with Karthik's pictures. Now, here's a short introduction about Karthik Sridharan. He's, of course, a YPS member, and he is an acclaimed award-winning wildlife photographer, filmmaker, and trainer with over 18 years of experience in photography and visual storytelling. So, having worked with leading global brands such as Nikon, Canon, and Panasonic as a product and technical trainer, he has mentored over 1,000 professional photographers across India. So, as the founder of the Picture Perfect Studios, Karthik leads exclusive wildlife photography tours and workshops across India and Africa. And if you remember, we had a very good, successful tour of Kenya last year, and we're looking forward to more tours in the coming year. Anyway, and she has been helping participants develop a deeper connection between craft and conservation, which is so very important. So his imagery reflects a profound emotional bond with the natural world portraying not just what he sees, but what he feels. So he brings in his emotion, his feeling into the pictures that he has taken. And this he turns into a fleeting memento moments in the wild into timeless stories that inspire awareness and action. So here, before handing over the screen to Karthik, uh, a question,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, during the presentation, or you would prefer to take it at the end?
Anytime, as and when it's required.
Okay. So as and when required, that is fine. So I request people to just put up their questions on the chat, and if it is pertaining to that slide, I will interrupt Karthik and then bring up that question. But at the end of the session, yes, everybody is free to unmute and then ask the questions or talk to him by themselves. But during the session, I'll bring it up. So here we go, Karthik.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, ma'am, for a good introduction. I'm embarrassed actually, to be honest, but that's how life is. Okay, so thank you everyone for making time for this session. I really hope I add some value for your time here today. So as we start, I think most of the things ma'am has already said. So I'm a Pahadi, basically, born in Ooty. My dad was in CISF, so we went around India roaming. Did schooling from multiple cities. I did my BCom from Calcutta University. Uh, I don't know, for something happened and I just wanted to change field. Really wanted to switch. Uh, then I thought of doing filmmaking, but I wasn't sure about the career after that. But I went with my hunch and ended up doing a diploma from Z Institute. And I think because of that, today I'm here before you. So I started working as a VFX artist and supervisor for a lot of Hollywood, Bollywood movies from the year 2006 to 2011. And for the next 5 years, I had to shift back to Bangalore. That's when I got into commercial photography. I shot for Tejas, shot for Bangalore Turf Club, and many more in the process. Before getting into the corporates, the first was Nikon, very memorable from 2015 to 2019. I had a lot of workshops, a lot of learning, a lot of intelligent, smart people. Before switching down to Canon, where I got into a national role where I was managing training for Pan India till 2023. And from a brief time, I worked with Panasonic with similar role before I decided to start my own venture, which is the Picture Perfect Studios, which now takes care of trainings and workshops in India and Africa. If I have to define myself in within few adjectives, I think it's there. I'm very passionate, creative. Uh, I have a lot of patience and very adaptable, resilient. Always try and learn. At the same time, I have a vision. I think these few adjectives define me. Well, that's about me. So, ma'am, can we unmute people and talk? Can we have an interaction? Is it possible?
Yeah, yeah, no, they can unmute themselves.
Okay, okay,
They
great,
have to
great,
unmute.
great.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you're okay with it, yes, they can unmute themselves. But during the
absolutely.
presentation, they always keep muted, and we keep the videos also turned off.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Videos
like,
can be turned off, but I would want to interact because this is
yeah,
more about storytelling and stuff. So I want to understand the mindset and stuff. So I wanted to keep it, very interactive. I hope
yeah,
that's fine
sure.
with
So
everyone.
yeah, everybody can unmute and talk to him. He wants it to be an interactive session, so we have no problem with that. Sure, Karthik. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. So I wanted to understand if anyone has an expectation today. If yes, what's your expectation? What are you? looking for? Could be anything.
Yeah, my expectation is a different set of pictures, not the usual thing, because I know you do all, very not the usual kind of stuff. So my expectation is different kinds of pictures. Others,
Okay. But I think being a YPS member, I think you would have seen most of the pictures.
it doesn't matter. It's still good to see.
Sure, sure. Anyone else has anything specific which you're looking forward to?
Karthik, Anita here. Very
Hi,
nice
ma'am. Hi.
to see you on the call. So, what I would
Thank you so
like to
much.
know is how you come up with those images. That's more important. We have seen all the outstanding images, but how exactly you managed to get those is what I'm looking to understand here. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's what we will be discussing today. This is what I wanted to understand. Your perspective as well. When you look at an image as an audience, what do you feel? So when the session is more interactive, we get to learn more. Otherwise, it's only one person's mindset, one person's understanding, or one person takes you through and says this is what it is. But it could come across very different when someone else, especially who's not a photographer, who has not shot something, I think throws a lot of different perspective into it. Yeah. Anyone else before we
So I hope
jump
there are some
concretely?
non-wildlifers also who are on the, call today on the presentation today. So that will be very interesting to see what
I'm
their,
excited.
yeah,
Hi, Karthik.
Hi, sir.
Shivshankar here.
Hi,
Good to
sir. How
see
are you?
Yeah, I would like to see what is the latest that you have done.
No, the latest is what we have shot. So probably, okay, Shiv Shankar sir was part of the workshop that we did this year in the beginning of Jan. So I think, sir, you will be able to compare. You will see probably few images that are there, and you will see the difference. How you have shot, how I have shot. Others, if there are people who were part of the workshop, if they are here, and they could also compare, and you could learn new ways, and you could share your perspective as well.
Yeah,
I will understand what I have missed
yes,
there.
the comparison will definitely be good for us so that, when we try to go for the next trip, it will definitely help us. Yeah, sure.
For sure, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. Anyone else?
Good evening. I'm Venkat here.
Hi,
I know
Venkat.
that you had advertised or you have done some night photography in wildlife. So I have somewhere in Masai, or I think it is you, I suppose. So how did you do that, and the permissions, and what are required to capture, let's say, a lion drinking in a pond? Is there private resort or something to do that, or private sanctuary? Those, if you can shed some 2 minutes on that, it will be wonderful. Thank you.
Great, great. So you're talking about hide photography basically at night.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, got it. Sure, sir. Sure, I'll do that. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, this is Neenu, Karthik.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, so your photographs are really awesome. But
Thank you so much.
I would like to emphasize more on the visual narratives, how you narrate the stories of each
Mhm.
frame. So I would like to know about that from your perspective. Thank you.
Okay, sure, ma'am. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have heard that you have. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
I am Pradeep from Bangalore.
Hi, sir. Pradeep, sir. Hi.
Yeah,
How are you?
yeah. I wanted to make some trip to East Africa along with you,
Okay.
but I could not do it. So
No, no worries, sir.
I would like you to something in detail how it works out and all that, and especially how you get wonderful images when people have made certain trips, but they have not come back with the images that you have got. So I would like to know how you get that kind of sharpness and that opportunity. How do you get? Because when I go, I don't think I will be able to come back with those images. So what is it that you have advantage over others? That
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Good question. I'll definitely share.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you whatever. Yeah, I think they're very similar questions. when I tell you, what was the approach, etc., you will be able to understand what's the difference. Yeah. Anything else? Anyone? I think we are
Hi,
on track.
this is
Hi,
Akshita
hi,
here.
hi, Akshita.
So I see this poster you've been sharing on the screen, Avatar. So
Uh-huh.
I'd like to know more about that. Avatar itself is like the whole series is incredibly creative. So I would just like to know more about what was your role or what did you do or.
Okay, so since this we will be crossing this slide, I'll just explain this and try and keep it very, very simple. I used to work for a production house called Prime Focus.
Uh-huh.
That's where these are post-production houses who take up projects, and I worked on few shots. It's basically called compositing. Bringing together a 3D element and a live shot or adding anything. And color correcting. So these are stuffs basically that I had done. So these are all in the scenes. Once the movie is completely shot, it's just a visual effect part of it.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Sridhar, I have a question. Karthik.
मैं घर
Yes,
पे
sir.
हूँ, वीडियो चल रहा है हमारा वर्कशॉप
Yes, sir.
है ना.
So my question is that I see in your biodata that you have moved from commercial photography to Nikon to Canon to Panasonic. So when you change all these systems, did you find any challenges? Because we keep hearing about Fuji film and Sony, move to Sony, move to Nikon, move to Canon, move to Panasonic. So we're totally confused as amateurs what to do. Next time I want to change the gear. So how was the experience of changing?
Sir, like you said, rightly said, challenges. There is challenges in every step. Especially when your muscle memory has got used to certain way, and all of a sudden you have to change. But apart from challenges, I think that I had a lot of learning. I understood that this is. I think this is how I realized that it's photography or filmmaking is more than just cameras. A lot of us, we are always focusing on sharpness, colors, tones, this, that. But I think there is much more to photography. Forget filmmaking. For filmmaking is a huge topic. But photography in itself, if you want to explore, there are different ways of exploring. So from the year to 2015 to 2024, I was more like a content creator. I was people on cameras, how the output comes, what kind of settings has to be used, what kind of features, how do you sell certain features, how do you show demo to a customer who understand or coming from a new brand or an amateur. So in this process I was only shooting content, and I was not making images. To keep it simple, I was taking images. I was understanding. The good part was, I was very strong when it came to the camera. It became, over a period of time, it became really easy for me to focus on the subject than the camera. Most of us, we are stuck with our camera. Ye kaise karna, wo kaise karna, how do I change this? I'm not getting a perfect exposure. I'm not getting the exact colors. We are stuck here. And in the process, we miss a lot of opportunities that is before us. One more reason why I keep traveling to Africa is Africa gives you a huge opportunity. You keep missing, but if you have the willpower, you will again get it. Unlike India, again, the terrain matters, because in India, mostly you would probably, I haven't been so lucky with India. I think probably I spent 1-2 lakh rupees before I saw my first tiger. So the first tiger was very, very expensive for me. Slowly, I understood that. I accepted that, okay, this is how it is, because that's the terrain that we live in. And the quicker you adapt or accept the facts, it becomes easier for you to, move forward. Then I think 2014 was the first time I visited Africa. Then after that, I think from 2017, almost twice a year, or probably thrice a year, I keep visiting. I make sure that I keep at least I visit at least once a quarter. This is not just to shoot images, but also photography is something I realized that if you don't shoot, you will not enhance your skills. You won't be able to, basically. So you need a lot of practice, and you can't shoot once in a year. So at least me being a photographer, I think I should be giving myself enough time to do this, especially to click images, or I would say not click images, make images. So I think in a year, if you probably spend 30-40 days photographing, whatever you want to, I think that's a good time period that you give yourself to enhance your skills in a year.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else before we jump in? We will keep this interaction going. Yeah, so we will begin. So yes, so you can see the image on your screen. Do you see the image on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, anyone can answer this. What do you feel looking at the image?
Yes.
It looks has a 3D effect
Okay.
coming
3D
out of
effect.
the screen, and
Huge.
Okay.
Vastness.
low perspective. You're almost on the ground.
Okay, great. Yes. But what is the feeling like? Let's talk about emotions. Technical part, I understand, background, foreground, depth of field, etc. But what is the feeling like? Is the image connecting? If it is connecting, in what way is it connecting?
Yeah. So Karthik, this is Prema
Yes,
here.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I feel like I'm kind of sitting there, and the rhinos come and we're talking together. I'm looking up at this one, and it's talking to me. That's the kind of
Okay.
a feel that I get.
Great. Thank you so much. I felt the same. I felt the same. Though I'll be sharing the story, how we shot this, but I would want to hear from a couple of other people as well. What do you feel?
It seems to be charging.
Okay, seems to be charging. Okay.
Here the main.
Actually, no. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'm Durgesh Nandini. Here
Yes, ma'am.
the horn has been highlighted and the camera angle is very low and it appears as if it's coming to you and
Ma'am, what's the emotion like? I
Emotion-
understood the narrative. What is the emotion like?
The aggression is multiplied by your angle of view, which is very low.
Okay.
Curiosity.
Yeah, great, lovely. Yeah. Yes, someone else. Expression. You can talk about expression, emotion. One word.
See, expression is not under your control.
True. Very true. Anyone else?
Karthik,
Yes,
is Madhu here.
here is not aggressive. If you see the expression, I don't see it as aggressive. I just see it as curiosity. If you see the eye, I don't know, just curious to come and see who's there.
Ma'am, the good part is, no one is right or no one is wrong here. We all have our own emotion. This is our perspective. This is what we bring onto the table. So, everyone, you are most welcome to come share, at least one word. I would be really happy.
gigantic feel.
Okay. Great.
Intimate feeling.
Madhu, so you were saying something.
It is scary. It is very scary. Yeah,
Okay.
because you can see the leg is up in the air. So it looks like that anytime he can come at you.
Okay, great. Okay, so yes. Most of you got it right. Curiosity. Who is this guy? What is he doing? Okay, so before I continue the story, any of the images that you see today have been shot under expert supervision. Okay, so we exactly know what we were doing. Yeah, and Getting down on the ground and shooting, idhar se karo, udhar se karo, aise karo, ye milega, I would say do not get into this habit unless until you have an expert who's with you and helping you get an image. So once someone asked me a question, how do you make? One of the reason is, I have guides, I have rangers who accompany me while shooting most times. So this is one of the time. I think to get this image, this is basically a cub, a calf. I would say a calf, and the mother is behind, right behind. The calf was very, very curious, wanted to know who this guy is, what is he doing, not moving at all for probably half an hour, 45 minutes. It was very confused. Should I approach? Yes, no, etc., etc. A lot of thought process. Like a lot of you said, aggressive, scary. I was not scared, to be honest. The only thing that was running in my mind is, in case this approaches, in case this comes close to me, what's the best possible way that I can showcase this image or make this image? That was the only thought process, throughout the time that I was waiting for this image. That was the only thought process that was in my head. And I always, there's no right or wrong, like I said, and this is my experience. Might be right, might be wrong. I always felt that if you have the right intent and you're not scared and you don't pass on any negative vibes, I think you will be able to make these images, these kind of images. One main reason is you are connecting with the subject. Like I said, I've been a content creator for almost 10 years. One fine day, I was thinking, what have I done? Have I made images? It's been almost a decade. Have I made images? That's when this thought process came into, like, how do I change my approach? Okay, let me just connect and then click rather than just clicking. So that was the thought process which got me into this. And this cub very nicely, gently, slowly, with time, it approached, came in. The only thing I ensured was, like Sir said very correctly, one of the legs, see, there is a motion. You can feel the subject approaching you. So it's very important when you click. Today we have 20 FPS, 40 FPS, even 100 FPS. But how do you, when you use all those 100 FPS, and if you don't make a choice, the picture doesn't reach, the picture doesn't convey the message that you want to. So this is an image where I wanted people to see a rhino calf slowly approaching me. So it was very important that there were movement with the legs so that it conveys a message saying it's approaching me. In this, there is two different stories. One, the rhinos connect with me. Two, the trust that the mother built. Most of the time it was hiding behind the mother. And all of a sudden, the mother just let it go. It didn't interfere. It just stood there. So the confidence that these animals showed on me, I think that was basically a trust building. And I've built enough trust. And how do you do it? You spend more time. When you spend more time, you make the subject comfortable. So when you make the subject comfortable, then they approach you. You don't have to approach them. So this is something that I've learned while making images. Yeah. Anyone has any query before we move on to the next slide?
Yeah. Did you shoot it in a what do you call consecutive frames, or is it independent frame, shot in color, or originally black and white?
So sir, I shot it in black and white. Sorry, I shot it in color. I shot it in color. Mostly I shoot in color. But when I shoot in color, I know that this is going to be a black and white frame.
Then why didn't you start with black and white when you knew it in the beginning?
Sir, see what happens, I'll tell you. The way, once you shoot in black and white and you feel that, this is not going to be, when you're in the post-process, when you're doing the post-processing and you come to know that, oh, this is not going to help me. That's when you get stuck. You can't go back to color. When we go back to when you go back to color, then there are different ways by which you can make it a better image in black and white. Why do we do it in black and white? One of the reason I'll tell you why black and white is, you see the clouds, right?
Yeah.
So you massive dark, and these rhinos are not colorful.
They are very
right?
dull.
Yes, yes. I know, and with light, again, when you see them in color, they're not really attractive. Okay, so I wanted to ensure that my subject is seen when compared to the ambience or the atmosphere around it, surrounding. That's one reason why I shot, made this black and white. But when I say I knew I wanted a black and white, I have exposed in a way where the subject is properly visible. And it is easier for me to highlight in black and white because I don't spend more than a couple of minutes editing. So I ensure that, it's probably 100 seconds, 120 seconds, not more than that. If you keep editing, you can do a lot of things today with AI, etc., etc. You could do, you can even add a subject here, right? But the main objective of post-processing should be to enhance, not to change stuff. That's the aim. That's why, I shot it that way.
Karthik, how far were you from this rhino?
Very personal question, ma'am. So this was, I think, shot with a 16 mm lens, probably 10% cropped. 10% cropped. Yeah, so that far.
Oh, very, very close, not far.
I wish I was, even more closer, but unfortunately we need to, see the distance, how close or how far is probably decided by the subject, not by you, because you are the guest there. It's not my home, where I take a decision saying that ye kar sakte, nahi kar sakte. So you will have to wait and watch and see, what do they do? Do they come close to you? If yes, how close? How safe is it for them as well as for you? A lot of, like I said, expert supervision is very important. Someone who understands rhino, someone who understands animal behavior, a guide who guides you and says, boss, you're crossing the limit and this is where you need to stop. So yeah, so all these are kept in mind and we take. But something that I've realized that it's not me or anyone for that matter who would take a call. It's the subject in the wild all the time.
One question. Sorry,
Yes,
one
sir.
question here.
Yes.
You, when you are lucky enough to get a guide who take you so close or a subject expert in this area, like you said, maybe not the right time to ask, but what is the cost difference have such a personalized tour? See, we have a certain budget and we go in a group, etc. But these kind of tours, going with more of guides than the photographers, so who will take you to such places, how much percentage more, to double, triple of the cost, etc., those kind of things?
I think we did 3 parks last year. I'll not compare, but I'll give you an approximate idea how much it costs. You could probably compare with someone else. We took somewhere at 3,500 USD for 3 parks this year.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, how many days was the tour was about?
So 10, 11 days.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And which park this is shot?
So this was shot in Solio.
Karthik, Madhu here. Just just curious to know what happened after you took this shot.
After we took the shot, I think the calf ran away. It came a little closer. It waited. I did not move. I think it went back quietly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good ending is always, happy ending is required. Because that, see, there are certain things that motivates you, right? Certain things that tell you that, this is not right. So when, you just surrender yourself to the nature and just go with the flow. And after that, what happened? I'm here today before you talking about the kid.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Were you prepared? Suppose it starts charging you, what would you have done?
I wouldn't have been here, sir, today. I can't escape rhinos. Rhinos. See, okay. So you will ask. This question probably will come with almost every frame of mind, I think. The answer is connect. The answer is comfort. I am not there to. So first thing, I shoot for myself. I don't shoot for anyone else. I'm not shooting for fame. I'm not shooting for name. End of the day, I'm here to satisfy myself and say, boss, I've done a great job. Unlike, I like I said, I wanted to see how much an animal can do me, how much trust can I build. That's where.
With the rangers, ranger, है ना? हाँ.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So can you please, Pradeep sir? Yes, ma'am.
As you have mentioned, your lens was wide angle.
Mm-hmm.
But how low was your camera? Was it on the ground?
Almost on the ground.
Almost on the ground.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will move on to the next one. I think we had a decent understanding of, how an image is made, what's the background score. This is the next one. This is one of my favorite. I think I would never be able to click a better image of an elephant than this one. This is very, very close to my heart. Unfortunately, hasn't won any award till now, because most of them feel that this was taken with a remote camera. I think recently we saw a video going viral where elephants would probably play with the camera, so I always ensured that that's not done. So yeah, this again, like I said, connect. Craig, I've been shooting Craig very closely, monitoring him. I've been with him for 5 days, 6 days on the trot, shooting him. So again, like I said, comfort, connect is what gets you close to the subject. And again, you understand that you can't approach an elephant and say, boss, I'm going to click an image of you, unless until he lets you do that. So this is one such moment where I think, I was really, really blessed to have such an image. Anyone wants to ask, or anyone wants to say, what you feel about the image? And I've not converted this into a black and white for simple reason, because it's very close and I wanted to keep it the way it was shot.
It feels that Craig is trying to reach out to you.
Yeah, even I felt the same. I think, I think elephants are very intelligent.
Yeah, Karthik, if you see the shadow, right, it looks like a Trishul.
Trishul, yes, sir. I agree. Again, similar.
Like a nature and somebody is approaching you. Like there is a empathy. If you see that elephant, right, it's not looking like aggressive. It is just like humble, something.
Yeah, exactly.
From the top.
See, very calm authority. Very calm authority. Yeah. It's a very powerful frame, because I've experienced that. I felt that, and even now I can't justify by telling you, this is what happened, that is what happened. No matter how properly I describe, that feeling you would never feel. All these have to be felt in life. And again, one simple reason, like I said, pure heart. Again, when he was walking towards me, the only thought process, a lot of people looked at this picture and said, boss, someday you're going to get killed. But the way he walked at me, I felt that calmness. Like you said, he's very, very humble. He's known for that. But still, you can never take a chance with a wild. But again, it's a time that you spend. You make the subject so comfortable that they come, they just feel your presence and they're not bothered about anything else. It was such moment. Yeah.
So Karthik, was it a big group with you?
No, sir. This was short. I was alone. So I don't take groups most times.
Okay.
I know. When I shoot, I ensure that I'm alone mostly. Because a lot of people, I get distracted very easily. I lose focus easily. So I like to be alone when I shoot. This was one such moment. Yeah.
Appreciate. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Hi, I
Anyone?
have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you plan these shots? Like, do you lay on the ground and wait for the elephant to approach you, or you predict where it is going to walk? Or
Exactly. So all these we will be talking, going ahead, what is that you need to understand to make these shots. At this point of, I'll be answering, ma'am, but a little later, once we move on, because otherwise it will look very repetitive. A lot of things, you need to understand the animal's behavior. You need to understand the terrain. You need to understand the lighting. And your camera, most importantly. When you understand your camera, when you know your camera in and out, and only then you will be able to focus on the rest of the things that's before you. Otherwise it gets a little difficult. Otherwise, na yahan ka na wahan ka, you get stuck in between, and you only click images, you don't make images. So and also knowing your camera is always in your control. It's not an uncontrollable. It's under your control. So you spend more time with it. Like I said, give yourself opportunities every quarter to shoot something. And also plus on top of that, knowing the terrain, knowing the subject is most important. Like I said, every year, almost twice, thrice, I'm there in Kenya shooting, and I've still not I feel that there's still a lot left for me to shoot in Kenya. So I don't travel anywhere else, because when I've already got used to certain place, I know everything. I know the people, I know the culture, I know the park. It makes it that much more easier for me to make images rather than visiting, aaj chala gaya Africa, kal chala gaya Russia. Russia is again allowed to start from the scratch. Right, by the time I understand Russia and start shooting grizzly bears, I would have probably made much better images here. So it's always about how you plan it, what is your thought process, and how do you want to take it. Most times we go with the flow, there is no plan. I think for the first time when I saw Craig, I was on the ground. I was on the ground shooting because I got intimidated by this guy. Look at him, look at his tusk. Huge 50-year-old guy. A lot of other bulls respect him. But then after working with brands as a trainer, I forgot that, you have a screen, tiltable screen, you can tilt, right? I forgot. I got so intimidated by him. But I was not on the ground. So since you have a variable LED, you can turn, tilt, so you don't have to lie on the ground to take a shot like this. Yeah,
okay,
anyone?
Thank you.
Do you shoot in Kenya or only Tanzania? Tanzania is again a different park, different terrain again. It's under the surveillance of satellite camera. So you don't have that flexibility to go wherever you want, spend time and shoot. So and again, there are other parks in Africa, but Kenya, I feel, is the most economical. You reach Kenya within 30K, you go and come back, within 30K. And the rest, like I said, very economical when compared to any other park in Africa. That's one reason why I've stayed here. The other one, like I told you, I know the place very well. So I would want to shoot more and more. Okay. Not. So like I said, it would be a contradictory statement if I say I would throw my camera there and shoot with remote. It's very easy, but I'm not connecting with the subject. So the thought process here is to connect and then click. and not just to click. So that's the reason. Though I have, I can do that, but I don't do it purposely. Yeah. Can we move on to the next image? Okay. Yeah. This was shot in 2019. Sorry, 2018. Yeah, 2018. I think in the evening around 5:36 when this happened. We reached when the male and the female, they were actually eating. They had, I think, they ate around for half an hour before both of them picked two different halves. And they started, they actually, they had a den and they wanted to reach there. In the process, we lost one. We found one. And this female was bold enough, or I don't know, again, I feel that, the connect, since we were there for an hour, shooting them without disturbing, ensuring there was enough distance, without bothering them, without surprising them, without scaring them. I think that's the whole story behind, how I got this image. Tried to get as low as possible. So, okay, one more thing which I wanted to say: getting low and shooting. It's very easy when we say get low and shoot. But do you see one of the eye not as sharp as this one? It's a little hazy. So when you go low, there are a lot of tall grasses. There's a lot of hindrances, a lot of hurdles which will come in between. If you know your camera in and out, if you are a master, then I think you could go low and shoot and make images. Otherwise, keep these things in mind, and I'll also understand that these grasses, they're not still; they keep moving. So focusing becomes really, really difficult. Unlike today, this was shot in 2018. There was no AI, no eye detection, etc., etc. So you had to master focusing to actually capture an image of this kind. Any questions?
You generally you are of the opinion, or what you just said, that you go pretty low and take, which looks fantastic, and most important, go close. Okay, when you had the lucky opportunity with the guides who can take you close. What if you try the same technique with a zoom lens, 500 prime or 600 prime, and stay safe and take it? Have you tried that also?
So this was shot with the 600
Oh, all right. Okay.
This was shot with the 600 You don't see anything behind. So I think the last couple of images that you saw were with wide angles, but not with all. Like I said, understanding animal behavior is very important. I might have good intentions, but get down with a subject like this, the subject would probably thinking, okay, he's coming to steal the meat from me. Okay, so it might attack. So there are a lot of different equations that you need to understand. When you can get close, what is the situation? That's why I said, you spend enough time observing, watching. The more the time you spend with the nature, I think nature reveals itself.
Okay.
So it's a combination of a lot of factors and not just one.
One more question on the similar thing.
Yes.
You said the first two photos, not this, that you got down from the Jeep, with supervision, and you went low and took the shot. That is not allowed to my knowledge in Masai Mara, for example. So
was not shot in Masai Mara, sir.
Yeah, that's what you said somewhere else, but the private sanctuaries. But the point here is, see, in 2022 when I went alone, like what you did. So the Jeep guys, they removed all the seats and put blanket there. Since I was alone, so I could go pretty low and take the shots. But the quality, I've never got such opportunities to begin with. See, you don't get wildlife all the time. So the quality of, what do you think of sitting flat, lying in the Jeep, or going down on the ground and taking? Do you think that makes a difference?
Sir, like I said, so this was shot in Masai Mara, and I said I got as low as possible. Masai Mara, you're not supposed to get down.
Yeah.
So that this was as low from the Jeep. Okay. Another thing is, without getting down, you could use a tripod or a monopod, keep it down, use a remote. That is also possible. But a lot depends on how comfortable you are.
Okay.
Get into an awkward position to shoot. In case you fall, you scare the subject might attack, or you scare the subject away. Okay.
Okay.
So, and like I said, these are things that I've been doing, not once or twice. I think I would have done hundreds of times. So I exactly know how to lie down. You don't need a particular seat, or you don't need a particular this one, what we say, a lens. I like I said, I'm very adaptable to situations. So go with the flow and see whatever works for the best. You never push. Something I've never done. So I always wait rather than pushing. When you wait, things automatically happen. That's my experience. I might be wrong, but that's how things have worked out for me. I'm not like, अच्छा चलो इस बार गए, इस बार image नहीं मिला तो अब नहीं जाएंगे. There are times, like I said, like you said, I've come without images. These are images that you're seeing across a decade, not just in one trip. I would have made probably 10 different pictures in 10 different trips.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
how patient you are, how much you are, what is the distance that you're willing to travel? That's more important. Yeah. Anyone else before we move on?
Sridhar,
Yes,
Ramesh
sir.
here.
Hi, sir.
Hi. This is the killed by the jackal or some other animal?
No, the
It
jackal.
is taking jackal only. Okay.
Jackal. Yeah.
This is a half calf, no? Actually, I think small calf maybe.
Actually, they were two, the alpha male and the female, both of them were there. So they are made together. Probably this was injured, so it's easier for them. But the way they, they carried, the way, see, all of a sudden, one of them went missing. We kept a close eye and ensured, we wanted to get a nice picture like this.
Okay.
Of both of them, the aim motive was to get both of them running towards us with half. So you could connect. That makes it more interesting.
But still, in the half calf, one leg is there. Actually, you can see clearly.
Yes.
On the outside.
Yes.
Probably something you would have eaten, and rest of that it is taking away to den. Maybe.
Yes. They had cubs, so they were taking it there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Anyone else before we move on? Okay, we move on to the next one. Yeah. So I don't have to tell, a lot of expression in this image. A very intimate moment captured. The interaction, the male looking at the, photographer. The female, the good part is the female is also towards our side. So it was easy. This is not something that you plan. There are few things that you let it happen by itself. So nothing planned, but when you get an opportunity, like you see, I had gone as low as possible. Again, the easy way out was, stand up from top, you shoot. But when you shoot a lion or a tiger, for that matter, any animal, I think you got to make it look huge. You should show the power. It should be seen in the image. It should depict what the animal is all about. So it's tried staying as low as possible. I couldn't go below this. But yeah, still I was able to get a decent image of this. Yeah, move on. Any questions? This was again shot with a zoom lens, I think Nikon's 180-400 with a teleconverter back in 2018. Yeah, I move forward. Okay. Very different from what you have seen till now. Most of them were, only about the subject, but here, it's not just the subject. There's a fierce competitor to it. This is more of environment, than just the subject. Yeah. And again, this was again shot with, I think, 100, 500 or something, 150, 500. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It's a Sigma lens, I believe, which I shot with this, trying to match two icons in one frame. Always been a dream, I think. From the time I've been visiting Amboseli, I wanted a frame like this. I think I got it finally in the year 2022. Acha, so you can unmute and talk because by mistake I saw the question popping up here. Otherwise, I'll not be able to see the questions that are popping up. So please unmute. That's the reason I said please unmute and talk. But we
Sir,
have
you are
the
mentioning
view.
using so many different lenses. How many lenses do you carry in a trip like this?
Sir, it again depends on with what motive we walk into in that particular trip. Sometimes, but I always ensure that there is a 70-200 and a 16-35 or a 24-105 good enough these days, and a 400, if not a 400, a 600. If not these two, a zoom lens, a telephoto zoom lens, 100, 300. Or a 186, a 400, or a 180, 600, etc., etc. So at least 2 to 3 lenses are always there. But again, depends. Every park is different. What you want to showcase, it depends on that.
2-3 bodies or only one body?
No, sir. Two minimum 2 bodies, but there's one to be on the safer side in case something happens. You need to have a backup body. So at least minimum of 2, maximum 3, not more than that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, what do you feel about this image?
Very beautiful, pictorial.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Anything else that you guys feel looking at the image?
As if the elephant is dancing.
It's just
you can
walking.
hear the music.
It's walking, but it was walking. What we say? It was very relaxed.
मस्त होके वो चल रहा है.
वो तो है, हाथी वैसे ही होते हैं सर.
Elephant is very confidently walking.
Yes, yes, very very confident.
झूमते हुए चल रहा है.
मुझे भी वैसे ही लगा पहले, बट फिर मेरे को अचानक से रियलाइज हुआ कि the dream frame is right before me, and I know within seconds the elephant would actually come across. It would be right in front of Kilimanjaro, and I had to click very quickly. So normally I don't use third-party lenses, but in this trip I was trying something, and luckily the camera and the lens were so fast that I was able to get what I wanted to. This was a huge dream come true for me.
Yeah, one more subject, the bird.
Yes, add-on.
Add-on, yeah, bonus.
The clouds are so low.
Yes.
That white puffy things, they are clouds.
Yes, sir. Those are clouds. Those are clouds.
So you are at a higher terrain or sitting on a hill?
No. Understand? See, this is the beauty of telephoto lens. It just compresses the background and highlights your subject. So it compressed it so much that the elephant and Kilimanjaro, they are of the same size. In fact, the elephant looks bigger than the Kilimanjaro. So this is way I'm very far, not close. Like I said, it's almost shot at 200, 300 mm, I believe. But yeah, so this is the advantage of using a telephoto lens, and this is why people use telephoto lens. It compresses the background in a wonderful way.
White clouds at the ground are also amazing.
Sorry, ma'am?
White clouds at the ground, they are also making the frame amazing, along with two giants.
Yes. I think the lot of factors that I had gotten, see, this elephant dung here. See, all this together, put together, you will easily, anyone who has been to Amboseli will say this is an Amboseli frame. You will see 2 ducks here. Again, the aperture, all you have to be very, very quick, especially when you're shooting with a telephoto lens, because the angle of view is not as much as what you get with a wide angle, because you will have a lot of time, because the subject will take time, some time to cover the frame. But with telephoto, because it's very narrow, you got to be very, very quick, very, very fast. And exactly you should know what you want. And I think I was lucky and blessed to get something like this.
The clouds in the sky also adds to the picture.
Yes. And why this was shot in a color, and why not? Why black and white? I think a bit of harsh lighting. I think this was shot somewhere around 9:30, 11. Between 9:30 to 11, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So that's one reason. Why I converted it to a black and white. It's more pleasant. When you look at it, more pleasing when compared to a color. Though I probably would show you a color version of this. You would like it, but you need to work a lot. It's not that easy. But the moment I shot it, I knew that in black and white it's going to stand up. And there's no distraction. Like everyone were able to mention the elephant, the bird, the clouds, the Kilimanjaro, everything. So there's no distraction. You're able to identify. There's no clutter, as it would probably be in a color image. Yeah.
So I would like to know if you can add a bit on editing part, like while post-processing, have you removed something? If not,
No.
added.
Like I said, I would probably enhance my image, probably a shortcoming of the camera for certain reasons, because camera doesn't give you the way you see. There's a huge difference when you see and what the camera sees. So whatever I saw, I tried to keep it very natural and enhance from the camera's output. So there is, like I said in the beginning, there is only enhancement, no altering. No altering. This happened to be the top 20 images in 2024 Africa Geographic competition.
Okay.
So they ask for raw and stuff. And like I said, more than all this, who am I shooting for? It's more important. So when your thought process, you have it very, the intention, the motive is there. You just work on it. So when you have that, you don't have to create or alter and sit in, post process much. Also, again, to me, if you sit in post process, probably you would never enhance your, photography skills. You'll never be able to, because you're getting what you want, right, in post processing. So every time you will feel that all I need to do is click karo और यहाँ पर आओ, यहाँ पे जो करना है करो. Then I'm wondering कि इतने लाख रुपए देके कैमरा क्यों खरीदा, फिर इतने लाख रुपए देके उस जगह पे क्यों गए.
Beautiful picture.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
श्रीधर, ये बताओ, अगर ये खरीदना है तो कितने में देगा?
सर ये मैंने ऑलरेडी भेजा.
अरे एक तो लिमिटेड एडिशन करा लो ना
सर.
लिमिटेड एडिशन.
लिमिटेड सर, इतना बड़ा फोटोग्राफर नहीं हूँ सर. अभी उस वहां तक पहुंचा नहीं हूँ, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. बिकॉज सी लाइक आई सेड, मैं probably I spend 30 odd days in a year. There are people who spend 300 days. They have much better, brilliant images that I've seen. So there's no competition, but I still feel that the best are yet to come.
Boss, all of us spend a lot of time, but we don't get these pictures. So
sir,
time is not there for
ओम शांति हम देखा आपने?
हाँ.
उसमें एक डायलॉग है सर, जो एटलीस्ट मेरे लिए तो इट कम्स ट्रू. इतनी शिद्दत से किसी चीज को चाहो कि पूरी कायनात आपको उस चीज से मिलाने के लिए जुड़ जाता है. तो इतनी बुरी तरह से चाहो you. So there have been incidents in safari when I'm playing, please भगवान दे दो ये चाहिए at any cost, please मैं ये कर दूंगा, मैं वो कर दूंगा. So I'm that kind of a guy. So I go, like I said, one more reason is like you know the place, you know the subject, okay, and you've been visiting there. So आज नहीं तो कल मिलना ही है. and you be optimistic.
Very good, very good. But brilliant shot. Is almost perfect in every way. So congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Karthik, when was this? At which month?
This was, I think, December or Jan. I think around November, December, Jan. I visit when there's no one there. That's that's the flexibility. When not too many jeeps, there are no too many influencing factors. You have the whole park for yourself. When I say I'm not the only one in the park, but there are very less people when it comes to other months. It's not crowded.
Okay.
So like sir ne bola, ye jhoom raha hai, they're also happy being in nature, not being disturbed. Yeah. Anyone else before we move on? I think I spent a good 1 hour discussing, more than an hour discussing this. I'll just summarize why I showed you all these 5 images. This is again one more before I summarize it. What do you feel about this?
Cub, the cat taking its own pup. That's how they carry them.
Yes. I think I've been very, very lucky to get this frame. This was shot with a 400 2.8. That's why you don't see anything. The background's completely blurred. I was lucky enough to have the cub's face towards me. Look at the innocence. Look at the innocence, and look at the eyes, the intention of a mother. At the same time, she's carrying, I don't know her or him, but that's how life is. These are things that I admire. बस ये हो कैसे सकता, आंखों में देखो. There, I think this was surrounded by some 200-300 vehicles on that day. We literally waited from morning 10, I think, till probably 2:30 when this actually happened. And all those 4 hours, it's pure waiting game. And I think for, like I said, patience, you're rewarded when you have that patience and you're just waiting for things to happen. You get rewarded with such beautiful frame. The innocence and the power, everything, the subtleness, the mother and the leopard, they're two different, what we say, attitude, or I would say versions of a leopard coming out here. Eye mein kuch aur, muh mein kuch aur. It's carrying soft, nicely. It's so comfortable. The cub is so comfortable.
Like it was a vertical image or it was a horizontal image?
No, this was a horizontal image, which I cropped to a vertical image, but not a complete full image. Half a leopard with the, the aim was to edit it like this.
Generally, it is told that you have to show the full animal with the habitat and all. But here, this cropping will hold good.
Sir, see, like I said, a lot of people, you saw a lot of people commenting on the, I think, appreciating the image. They had different perspective, different views, so like until you're shooting for someone and they're saying that this is how I want it, you could probably do it. But when I'm shooting for myself, I exactly know what I want. At that point of time, I didn't have this, like I said, there are 200-300 vehicles crowded. I didn't know where the leopard would end up, and this was very, very close. If I had probably gone for a vertical, this one, I would have probably missed this shot. Because I was shooting at 2.8, I needed to ensure that, the eyes, the face are completely in focus. Okay, so I shot with, whatever was in the frame. Like I said, a lot of things are decided not by us, but by the subject. So this is again one such call. So if you have the flexibility, if the subject gives you and you're alone with the subject, then you could do whatever you want to. But otherwise, you got to be very, very, very quick. Because most times with 2.8 lenses, we miss focus. And that too going very low. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, summarizing what or क्यों दिखाया, why all these. One, these are few frames that change the way I look at wildlife photography today compared to earlier. Not because they're sharp, not because they're properly exposed, but there's a feel in each of this image. There's a connect between me, the photographer, and the subject. I don't know, I can still, when I see all these images, I can still go back, like I shared, each instance. That's what makes it special. And all this is because of the story. And this is what we will discuss today. So that's why I wanted it to be more interactive, because perspective is different, and I'm not here to teach you, but I'm also here to probably learn from you, and not just me, but we all learn from each other the more we talk, because all 5 fingers are not the same, so we get to learn from each other. So that's the objective. Okay, so the next question is, I think you should probably answer. What are the factors? Tell me 3 factors. Anyone can, because we have discussed till now. That's the hint. A story-driven photograph has
emotion.
Very true. Yes.
Spontaneity.
Okay. But I'm
Candid
expecting
moment.
Okay. Yes. I've used all these words with
Environment,
all those. Yes.
surrounding environment.
True. True. True.
Emotion. I think you should have the light, equal balance of shadow and highlights to bring the depth of the image.
Great. Yes. That's very important.
With the subject.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I think most of you got it right. I'll just
Some
share it.
action, sir.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely. Okay, so these are, see, I'm not saying someone's right or someone's wrong. This is my personal experience. That what I feel a story should have. So you ask someone else, they will have something very different. So like I said, I've explained all this before. So connect. There has to be connect. There has to be an interaction. You should feel. You for a moment, all of a sudden, when you look at an image, you just look at it. Pause for a second. If that is happening, there is connect. Okay, moves. It should move you in different way. It could probably say it could be an awe. It could be attention. It could be joy. It could be sadness. It could be curiosity. Anything. If these images are able to evoke any such expression, I think it has got good storytelling power. Again, inspiration. If you are getting inspired by any of these frames, and you want, like, okay, mujhe bhi aisa chahiye, even I wanted. And I think that's the biggest motivation that you will have. Finally, like I said, emotion, expression. If it is visible, great. Sometimes it's not just about what is in the frame, it is about the photographer and the subject. Okay, so it's not always the emotion or between subjects which are in the frame. So with emotion and, like I said, context, there should be a meaning. Like Craig walking in, that was a connect, and like you saw the elephant with Kilimanjaro, there was a context. Both Amboseli, both are icons in their own way, and they're coming together. So yes, anything that you guys want to ask before we move forward? You guys, do you guys now feel like you want to click, or I would say want to make an image, a storytelling image, especially? Do you feel?
100%.
Great, I'm able to evoke some kind of an emotion.
Yes.
Great, but looks like only you want to. Others don't want to.
Others, all are experts, I think. Here we have.
This I also in the beginning itself.
We have Durgesh, madam. Everybody is all expert.
Oh,
Sorry,
I'm the
okay.
sir,
amateur
we
here.
are not experts.
I'm the only amateur here.
Everyone wants these kind of images.
You can take it
Who,
from me, ma'am, whenever you want.
who doesn't want? Let's put it that way.
Very, 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 very true. Yeah. So now we'll see how do we basically reach that. Dekh to liya image we saw, it is like this, like that. We also want, but how do we achieve it? I'm going to keep it simple. Understanding the animal behavior. It's very important that you know about the subject. You should be able to predict what's going to happen next. What would be the next move? That gives you, you're one step ahead. That gives you enough time to prepare. When you know what this is what I'm going to expect. So understanding animal behavior is very important. And understanding animal behavior will only come when you spend watching or spend observing a subject for a long time. If we are stuck with our cameras, with the head down, so घर पे we are head down with our mobiles. In the park, we are head down with our cameras. So I think, the ones you lift your head, and I think you will have clarity about what's happening, what's coming, and you will be able to predict. So that leads to the next one. Predictive. You predict. Okay, this is going to happen, or this might probably happen, or you want it to happen. नहीं भी हो रहा है, तो most times that's what I want, and I want this at any cost. Please give it to me. And most times you end up. Yeah. So it's not just
some
the moment
homework,
I ask, yes sir.
Some homework.
Yes sir, definitely. I think a lot depends on homework as well. So every time, so if I'm going to Africa next month, I actually plan. I say, this is what I want. This is what I have. I look at other photographers, what they have got. Is there something that I've missed till now? Like for example, serval cat with the kill. And I've never had. I've always seen it jumping in the air, and I always wanted. So even I have shots that I've not got till date. So but how do we get it? Then I call up the guides and say, okay, this is something that we are looking for. Have an eye. So they start collecting information. It's a completely planned photography trip. You can just go around, click and come back, but this is much more than that. We're talking about frames that you want. Where are the giraffes normally found in the morning? Can we get it before Kilimanjaro? Is it possible? What time do the elephants walk on the dry lake bed? What time we should be there? So it's completely planned. It's not just, you go with the flow and you start shooting. And we spend a lot of time behind each shot. It's not like you just go and say, okay, aa gaya, chalo le liya aur वापस आ गए. It's not as easy as it sounds. So we spent. So for example, this image of it was shot on again 2018 August 15th. I still remember. I spent around I think 3 hours with this leopard. It's called Siri. We finished off the migration in the morning, came back late, had a quick lunch, then said, thoda rest le lete hain. Then we started, and we were lucky to have, this was right next to the camp. And this image, I think, I'll show you later stages. I'll show you the wider angle of this. The sun going down, this sitting on top of a small hill kind of a thing. But we started somewhere a kilometer away from this place. In between, it vanished. We waited for it. We waited for the vehicles to clear. We waited for a perfect shot. Again manifesting, thinking that it will come and we will get a good images. And finally, it came. And we were the only people. It was only our jeep which got this image. No one else did. So I think patience matters. Observe, understand the subject's behavior, spend time with it. You will know each move. You will understand what each move means, which will help you make good images. Yeah. Anything till now? Or should I move on?
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. So now we will see light. Till now we saw animals, behavior, how do we predict, etc., etc. Now we'll see the other part, life, light, real life lighting. How does it help? So basically we start early morning. We get something like this. Yeah. Slowly. So you can create drama, see, there are different ways you can shoot the same image. If I'd probably exposed for the giraffe, the entire background would have got overexposed, though I would have got the giraffe. But for me, I know that this is a giraffe, right? You have the clouds behind, you have the sun behind. Do you see the scale? Look at the trees behind. Look at the mountain. The giraffe is not as tall as the mountain, but here it does. So now it depends on you. What kind of frame do you want? How do you want to expose? Whom do you want to expose? How do you want to present it? How do you want to showcase it? So it's going to be a challenge. At times it might not focus. So you need to have the right gear, right equipment. You need to ensure, what you want to include and what you don't want to. And then click. But unfortunately, the sun doesn't wait for all this, right? The sun doesn't wait. So it's very important that we consider time. This is why I said, mastering your camera or your gear is very, very important. When you do that, I think 80% of your job is done. Yeah, so it's just the golden hour, the backlight. This is something that you can make in the morning. Okay, as a good day where, the light is not harsh, you will have something like this. There's nothing which is overexposed. You're able to see all the details. There's no harsh shadows. You're able to see the eyes very properly, right? So this is an ideal condition for a photographer. Every photographer probably would love this. But do we actually get this kind of lighting all the time? Unfortunately, the answer is no. So we got to be very, very quick, fast, and ensure that, we get something like this. Next, an overcast day. How do you make an image? So you need to, again, the color I decided to make this a black and white, but this was more dramatic compared to a color image. Also, no distraction. If you see that there's a bird right underneath the giraffe's neck. Do you see the bird?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, so you always know that, see, this is what we say. There is a bird. If you saw this, there's a bird here as well. So every time you remember things, you know that, okay, there's something, with a giraffe, there's always a chance that you find a bird. Now the bird flying close to or annoying the giraffe, that could be a story. So this basically, overcast day, the cloud, making it again more dramatic. And most times you get something like this. And how do you overcome this? You could probably do something like this. This was a very harsh day. Anyways, the background was completely overexposed because of the sun. This was shot midday. So how do you put it together? How do you say that, I'm not going to take it the way I see it. I'm going to alter it and make it the way I want it. So this is what I made. I will show you the difference, the impact of light. Early mornings, how it is, midday, how it is, evening, how it is. So how do you, you don't crib and say, "Arey yaar, I'm not shooting." because the light is not great. Yeah, I understand light is not great, but how do I use it to my benefit? How do I overcome it? Now, am I solution oriented, or am I just talking about problems? यहाँ से इतने पैसे देकर चले तो गए हम केन्या. Harsh lighting है. We need to shoot. We need to make images, right? Because spend so much time, money, effort, everything. So how do you overcome it? This is one way. So you basically decide whether you want to expose your background or the foreground or together. How do you do it? So this again, mastering your equipment, your gears will help you achieve these kind of images, even when the situation is not in favor of a photographer. Okay, so now we saw light, we saw animal behavior, etc., etc. Now, this is the moment. How do you decide this is the moment? How do you say this is the frame? And how do you end up there? So basically, you anticipate, and if you're lucky, you will get what you want. Okay, or you read the clues that the animal gives you. Okay, and finally click when there is action or emotion. Yeah, so I'll show you a few images. Okay, so I also shoot in India. So what was the factor? There were so many people with me here. I think this was 2016 in Bandipur. I was doing a workshop for Nikon. So we were 3 different vehicles. We were some 24, 25 people, and we made this image. We waited. I think we were the last one to get out of the park, and it was only us. The mother was there, and these 2 cubs were somewhere else, and we came to know that they haven't had water. So we were very sure that they come here. Now again, it was a matter of time. We stayed quiet. We waited for things to happen, and finally it happened. Finally it happened. All 3 of them were there. They're drinking water. Now there are 25 people with me. How do I make an image that no one else has? So what was going on between me? This is something repetitive, tongue out and looking at the camera. Now this is probably the only thing that I could sync with all 3 of them or their behavior. Yeah. So I waited for it. I clicked lot of shots. Sometimes one एक का है, sometimes 2 का है, sometimes किसी का नहीं है, sometimes they're not looking at me, someone looking somewhere else. So but when you have the vision, you're on a mission, you end up getting something like this. So choosing the right frame is also very important. One more. Yeah. So elephants fighting, you would have seen, a lot of people would have seen this. There's nothing this one, but yeah, where's 2 elephants, but there's only 1 trunk. So how I could be different? Again, this was shot this year. Shankar sir, I don't know how you have shot this. With both the trunks.
This is the one I shared with you when I got 2 of these good shots there.
Okay,
One, one elephant surrendering to the other.
Yeah.
The one which got me FIP gold medal.
Oh, nice, congrats.
2 elephants fighting in the dust coming up and all that. Yeah.
I
made it to a black and white.
Okay.
And the background, the heavy sky was too good for that.
Yeah, true. I also have a black and white version, but I said, not too many. And I'm not revealing all the black and whites. I thought, it would look a little different, if it's there in color, very natural. Yeah.
This was the first, event that we.
Yes.
And we were very, very lucky, actually.
Yeah, we entered into the park. We're just going around, and all of a sudden we see both these elephants fighting. We placed ourselves at the right.
I mean, the worst thing was that I didn't even know how to compose at that time.
That's okay. That's okay. So see, I'll be talking about composition also. That's the next section that we will be getting in. But see, with when you are there, you need to click. You need to ensure you make something out. Because you don't day in day out, you don't get something like this. See, there is no distraction. There's no distraction. Both of, and I think there were hardly people. Only we were there, and I think couple of other vehicles.
Yeah.
Otherwise, personally, it's always crowded. So,
This one in the last day of Embassy, the morning
sorry,
shot.
sir. Okay, I have it. I have it.
Yeah.
I'll show. I'll show. Yeah. So again, like I said, okay. First, I wanted to know which one of these, the three, right? Which one of this do you guys like?
The color one for sure.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, me
Forget
too.
color. Forget color. I know black and white. Black and white. The color stands out.
No,
But
not just because it is color, but because of that moment. I mean, it's amazing.
yeah. I think this. So before this was shot, and after we shot this, we moved on to this. And again, day one in Amboseli, huge Tusker. This was also must. It was completely enjoying, having fun, and we were the only vehicle. It starts walking, and I do a brief interaction with it. It gives a gesture. Then it leads to what you see here. So you got to be aware of what's happening in the foreground, in the background. How do you, what do you include? What do you exclude? What's your choice? You end up clicking images like this. So there are several factors. It's not just about pressing the shutter, but there are several factors that you need to answer before you press. It's very easy with 40 fps, 50 fps you will end up getting, but not every time. When you walk with an intention, when you are aware that this is what going to happen, we positioned ourselves. I think Shankar sir would remember this. We positioned ourselves so that the elephant walks in between us and the sun. That was the main motive, and you ended up getting that shot. Yeah. So there are a lot of factors which will tell you, this is the decision maker movement. This is how you do it. So you prepare, you anticipate, and if you are using 40, 50 frames a second, then you decide which of these actually speaks louder than others. Yeah.
So here my question, sir.
Yes, sir.
The animal is not in its pakka size. See, now the front portion of the animal is more distracted. I mean, what do you call it?
Which one, sir, are you talking about?
The bigger one, the bigger.
Okay, this one. Okay.
So compared to the head, the body has become small.
Okay, this is a perspective, sir.
The ratio of the animal is not exactly represented here.
Okay. Okay. So I think so. I've not done anything. This was taken with the 24-105. So this was taken at a 24-105 lens. It is probably seen that way because one, the subject is very close.
Yeah.
The subject is very close. The front part that you see, the face, yeah, it is very close to the camera, and the back part is a little away. Maybe because of that, you're feeling. But when you shoot with a wide angle lens, you tend to get these kind of images.
But will it be okay because you are not showing the correct image of the animal?
So this is how it has come in the camera. Okay, this is how it has come in the camera. This is, every focal length. So for example, I'll tell you, this was shot, the one that you see here, the bottom left, this was shot with the 70-200. Look at the animal, look at the elephant. The elephant looks very small, right? Every angle, every focal length will show you something very different. Okay, there's nothing manipulated or nothing was done to this image. This image was captured the way it is, only converted to a black and white. So I think it's absolutely fine as long as you don't alter the image.
No, my only question is, if this type of image, where you are distorting some part of it, and compared to the original image, this looks different. Will it be okay for showing this type of animals pictures?
See, I don't understand, when you say original and this one, but there is, see, I'll tell you, there is these lenses that they release these days, they come with, superior quality. I don't think there is distortion. It is only the angle at which it is shown and the distance between the subject and the, this one, what we say, sorry, someone was forced. Sir, I can't read. It actually went off.
He said forced perspective.
Okay, forced perspective. Not forced perspective, we're not forcing anything on anyone. At times, see, when you do a little bit of tilt, okay, you tend to get these kind of images. The reason for the tilt is you see a lot of grass. Okay, here, yes, you see a lot of grass. You also see the image before the color one. You look how tall the grasses are when you go really down. Okay, so you can't actually go onto the ground and click an image. Okay, so you need to keep it little tilted. Okay, and like I said, when you go low, there are a lot of hurdles that is there. You will not. Do you see a very soft something interfering here? A huddle kind of a thing. It's very soft. There was some tall grass which actually came in between and just went off. Okay, so this is only a tilted image, but I think there's nothing altered or manipulated. But as long as you want to show it, you can show it. I think there's no stopping. I think I put these kind of images in the saloons. And they got approved. Yeah.
No, nothing
Okay,
wrong with Karthik in this.
Yes.
It is again, the camera, the angle, and mainly showing that so close to the animal, and it's showing the head part of it.
Size of it, yes. Like I said, yeah, that it's very close, and I also understand this is not a very, flat terrain. The terrain is not flat, so that's one reason. That's what I was trying to tell. Sir. Thank you so much.
What my point is, the
Yes, sir.
general common man, when he see this image, he says, how come this head of the elephant is so big? He will be in a confusion. Maybe animal will be like that.
That's because the way we see it at a 50 mm. But when we go wide and we get very, very close, you can tend to get these kind of images. This happens, sir. The straight lines will not look straight when you shoot with a wide angle lens, getting very close to it. It always look tilted. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, even if you close one eye, left eye view and the right eye view is different. Parallax.
Yeah, true.
So I think it's okay. I don't think it's
true. Yeah.
I don't know what common man thinks, but they are very beautiful pictures.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so next we move on. Composition for storytelling. Okay, sir. Now, Shankar sir, tell me, what is composition for you?
What exactly you want to?
You tell me what you feel. What is composition?
Like
you want a particular shot,
placement of the
angle,
center of interest in the frame.
And
okay.
Immediately which should catch the eye rather than the whole thing. So that is composition.
Okay. Anyone else? I think this is a very interesting topic. I think everyone should jump in. Been quiet for some time.
Placing the subject in a particular frame so that it is very pleasant to see.
But why do you want to place it in a particular? I might not like it, right?
To draw attention to the main subject.
No,
Why do you want to draw attention?
No, if you
To
do
our
that,
main subject.
if you do that,
You might,
people,
sir. You might. So you might click a shot. I might not like it. The possibilities, right? See, I have showed you so many images. You don't have to like everything.
no,
It's 100% possible that you don't. You might not like it. You might like it probably in a different way.
no,
Right? Possible.
People say he has broken the laws. Composition.
लोग तो कहते रहेंगे सर, लोगों तो का काम है कहना, अगर सुनोगे तो फिर सुनते रहोगे.
Breaking the laws, that is the.
That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Laws are meant to be broken, right?
See, actually,
yes, sir.
So many things. Rule of the third, framing, symmetry, all that things come up. But
those are guidelines. Yeah.
As
yes,
long
sir.
as if you can imagine this, what I'm shooting now is going to be a good photograph. I think that's enough.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you follow the rules, there are about so many rules on the composition.
So what do you call that?
Wildlife.
So what do you call that, sir? Whatever you said, you have to. If you have to tell me in one word, what would you call?
What I feel.
Perfect
frame. Be a good photograph or not.
Sorry?
Perfect
what I feel that is a good photograph.
I lost you.
Once I click.
Okay. But what is that called? If you have to define composition in one word and not say composition and you want to say something else, what would you say?
Story.
Framing.
Okay. Anything else?
Placing the subject.
One word. Just one word. Simple one word.
Unified.
Okay.
Elements.
Okay. Anything else?
Arrangement of elements.
Okay. Good. Okay. Anything else?
Balance.
Okay. So we will keep going. Configuration. Okay. Configuration of elements. Okay. Okay. So I'll show you my first image. Huh? How many of you like it and how many of you don't like it?
No, we didn't like.
I too didn't like.
Great. Okay.
Don't like.
Great. Why?
Subject somewhere in the top corner and all the unnecessary space.
Sir, subject is sun. Subject is sun.
Okay.
Foreground missing. Interesting foreground missing.
Okay. Are you guys able to see? Are you guys? There's a foreground.
Yeah.
If I use it in minimalism, then also I would love the sun to be placed a little lower.
Okay.
Because at the horizon line there are elements which I can use it in the minimalism frame for minimalism.
Okay. ठीक है. बहुत बुराई कर लिया. आप कुछ अच्छा ही बताओ इस पिक्चर में. Something good. Tell me something good.
Mood.
The giraffe neck is equivalent to the tree.
Okay. Okay, so I'll tell you. Okay, I expected this. You know what? Because we're not used to. What I wanted to when I was looking at this image and I said, what do I do with this? Okay. See, understand, every photographer, every filmmaker or anyone is the best judge when they're shooting something. Yeah. So when I was shooting this with probably a 600 mm lens, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I was shooting this with a 600 mm lens. Okay. Like I said, the sun, now I have limitations, narrow narrow view. The giraffes are walking. The sun is there. Okay. I wish the giraffe was somewhere here, like most people would do rule of third. The sun was here. But unfortunately, I couldn't. So I said, what is wrong if I give more negative space? I'm trying to one show scale. Look at the giraffe, how small it is in the entire frame. Yeah, and you have the sun. The giraffe and this are only acting as they're balancing each other out. I have an image where it is exactly here, too much, in the center. It's getting heavy. So I said, okay, let the giraffe walk. Let me put the sun here. Let me put the giraffe as a balancing element. And we all know the sun is gonna set. Okay, I'll come back to this why. Now, this is another frame. This is another frame. Yeah, very different from what the last frame was. Right? Very close, tight composition, like people say. You see details. Yeah.
Symmetrical.
Okay.
Symmetry.
Okay. Sure. True. You also see, look at this. There's something sitting on this one. On the cheeks.
Fly.
Yeah. And the stare, the interaction is there. Okay, I'll move on to the next one. Very aggressive. Look at the scale.
The tail and the trunk opposite.
Yeah. Yes.
That is attraction.
Balancing.
It is saying, get out from my territory.
Very true. Okay. And look at this guy. There's a wildebeest here. Look at the scale, size. Yeah. And finally, I'm adding some kind of a background. Adding a little more information. So like the first one. Okay, when you compare the first one and this one, which one do you like? This image,
better.
This image, and
No.
this image.
Rhino.
This is better.
The rhino. Okay. So, see, everyone heard, right, what people said. So, composition is nothing but choice of what you don't want in your frame. So, you decide what you don't want in your frame. That's composition. Do you agree? Technically, that's what everyone said, right?
Yes.
Very good. Yeah. Simple. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what everyone said. कुछ लोगों को अच्छा लगा पहला picture, कुछ लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगा पहला picture. Like I told you, rules are meant to be broken. But this is creating a lot of tension to me. It's not a peaceful image. Look at it, you'll get confused and like, but it's evoking an emotion, right? ये है क्या? क्यों इसने यहाँ रखा है? That's an impact that I'm making on someone. This is what I want to show. That's my choice. It's so, like I said, composition is nothing. It's your choice. How you want to present what you saw, what you include and what you don't is purely your choice. And you're basically speaking. I just spoke what I wanted to. This is my voice. This is what I feel is good. That means it is. You don't have to agree with it because we are all different. A lot of people who said this is good. When I compared two, environmental images, people said this is good. But ये तो क्या कहते हैं? I don't like it. It becomes very normal now. Everyone's following rule of third, less negative space, more positive space, intent lag raha hai, like it's walking into the frame, etc. Everyone has done that. Why not break it and do something different?
That's
Yeah,
exactly what I said.
true, sir. True.
It's your
True.
heart, what you think.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So,
So the first image, what you show,
yes,
the
sir.
horizon is not parallel to the frame.
Okay.
If you make it straight, will it have any more weight, sir?
Sir, the giraffe is straight here. Okay, the giraffe is straight. See, at times the terrain doesn't have to be parallel, right? It can be here and there. Now, that's what I said, I had limitations. I needed to make a frame. My only focus was the sun and the giraffe supporting each other. If it was one sun and there is no giraffe, the image would have fallen like this because it's heavier on one side of it.
Yeah.
Or I should have bought it in the center and ensured that is the balance. The sun is going down. But I needed to have a foreground. See, there is no cloud right here. There's no cloud. Okay. So I needed to have a foreground. What do I add as a foreground? I can add a tree, but the tree is not that great. It's very small.
Tree would have,
Okay.
a single tree would have been a common image.
Yes, true, sir, true. Yeah. Okay, so now we will move to the next part, gears. What gears do you actually need to have, to make these kind of images? Okay, so like I said, technical mastery is very, very important. Camera settings plays a very important role, but I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm not going to get into the camera setting, etc. A lot of things depend on the intent of the photographer. Here, what does this image tell you? This image purely has nothing apart from the subject. So the intent is purely highlighting the subject. Okay. So when you come to the exposure controls, which one would help you get this kind of an image? Nothing but the aperture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one way of taking help of aperture and shooting. This is the other way. Both, just aperture will help you get these two images. You increase the aperture number, 16, 18, you get something like this. You keep it as minimum as possible, you will have something like this. Yeah. Now there's an action taking place. I need to freeze it. What would I use? Shutter.
High speed.
Increase the shutter speed. Keep it to 1/2000, 1/4000. You can go up to today you can go up to 1/64,000. I think with high-end cameras. So, but you will be able to freeze something like this at 1/2000 itself. So have a higher shutter speed. Now, I wanted to shoot something like this. I wanted to show motion. I decrease the shutter speed. This, by the way, was shot with a 600 mm lens. So I shot at 1/30th of a second.
And
that's why
also
you're
the
seeing.
following.
Sorry, sir?
Also the following the subject.
Yeah. No, we
Moving
were
camera.
we were static. The subject was running around here and there.
Panning.
So do a panning shot, follow the subject and take with a slower shutter speed, you end up getting something like this. Yeah. Now the third is ISO. This was again shot in Pandipur, and when we shot this was somewhere around almost 6. Okay. So when there is low light, just pump up the ISO. You would be able to clean it later in the post-processing. So you don't have to worry. These days cameras, they come with good ISO capabilities. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah. This again, when you want to freeze, when you don't have enough light, you want to freeze, you increase your ISO, your shutter speed will automatically get increased. So you got an understanding now how to play around with the exposure control. I hope you have an idea now.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a question here. Can I ask?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what mode you use? Because in wildlife photography, it's not a static subject. Everything is changing pretty quickly, right? So, do you use a manual mode or aperture priority, shutter priority? Can you give
Okay,
some
so
color?
so there is nothing called the right mode or the wrong mode. Okay,
Mhm.
it again depends on person to person. You know, how do you want to shoot? You know, what's your intent? Like I told you, what is your intent? But most of the times, I would say 100% of the times, I've always shot with aperture priority. Aperture priority. So aperture is in my control. ISO is in my control. So I see through if there is enough shutter speed. If there is not enough shutter speed, either I increase or decrease my aperture or ISO as per the needs and requirement of the time. Yeah.
Also in IS, in that aperture priority, we can set the minimum shutter speed. Let's say 250. It will never go below 250 because if you put it auto ISO, it increases. I think that's also makes us safer if you want to.
Yes, sir. There are so many options. You're right. So many options. But I always like to, like I said, when I'm shooting at aperture priority, I have set my aperture to maximum. Okay, or whatever is required at that point of time. All I need to take care of is only the ISO. So that's not difficult for me. Your eye is in the viewfinder, then you just have to move around your thumb finger. That's so easier for me. Like I said, there's nothing right or nothing wrong. It all depends on how comfortable you're using certain features. Yeah. So now lens. One is this, the other one is lens. What do we have? There are only two options that we have. One is a telephoto. One is a telephoto. Remember the example that you saw earlier, the same leopard just sitting? Yeah. Here you see the details. As it yawns, you see everything, all the details. And this is the advantage of a telephoto. Like I said, it also compresses the background and highlights your subject. So you want details, always use a telephoto lens. The same shot, I had used a 16-35. Okay, this was shot at 16 mm. 16 or 12 mm, I'm not very sure, but yeah, this is the shot. So this is the entire atmosphere that you have. This is how it all looked. And the leopard sat here. It just came, it sat here. And this is a 600 mm. Might be a 600 mm, might be a 70-200 mm. And this is a wide angle. So you choose what perspective you are going to show. Like I said, it's your choice, your voice. You decide what you want to tell. Yeah. So that's it. This is the contribution that your gear has when it comes to making images. Nothing more than that, nothing less than this. So now we move on to emotional storytelling. What is emotional storytelling? What should it have? Basically, expression. Like I said, not a pose, but a gesture.
Yes.
A mood. A lonely giraffe lost its way, and you see the background.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. This is at Nairobi National Park, right? This picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can see that. Thanks.
Yeah. And then interaction. What's happening here? Can anyone tell?
He's carrying his baby.
Yes. Always challenge yourself. Do you see so many hurdles? Still managed to get what I wanted. And this was shot in again 2018. Not with eye control, there's that. So when you go low, these are the hurdles that you would probably come. So there is something happening. There's an interaction between the mother and the cub. And there were again so many vehicles around, and she was quietly passing through.
So in this situations, do you use spot focus or continuous? So many shots.
So, I actually don't remember what I used because it's almost a decade back. But it's AFC because it's shot with Nikon. So it's AFC. So it's all, it tracks on the move.
On the move, yeah.
Also, I think I was using the back button focus at that point of time, which that the focus doesn't shift to any grasses in the foreground.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is one. Apart from this, what you could shoot is get environment. With the wide angle ones. A lot of people say, I can't buy a telephoto lens; it's very expensive. So here we go. This is again a telephoto, but this is a color version of what you saw earlier, but a different frame, not the same frame. What's a different frame? Yeah. You see the scale, you see the depth in this image. There's a context. We have a comparison for the foreground and the background. So this is what happens when you include the environment, the ambience. 2, pure depth, not depth in the water. I'm talking depth in the background. You see, look at the scale. Look at these houses. Look at these mountains. There's nothing between this. This is what something that you could create when you play around with the. What happened? कोई है कि नहीं है? Everyone's gone silent. Am I audible?
No, you are audible, and there are
reaching the depth of the hunger.
Karthik, Prema here.
Yes. Yeah, ma'am.
You are already audible, and there are quite a few people. Though it's pretty late, we have exceeded the time. That's okay. But
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
I'll finish it off very quickly. I don't have much. I'll just finish it off quickly. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I have a question related to the previous picture.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in this picture, like what we call in lens, right? The f of 8 or f of 9 usually.
F number, yeah.
Yeah, F number is a sort of a
Yes.
sweet spot, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
to capture this kind of image wherein foreground, everything is in
Focus.
focus, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what F number did you use for?
For this, I think it was, since it's a telephoto, I think it should somewhere be F8 or F11.
Okay.
F11. So anything above F8, and it also depends on how close the photographer is to his subject and how close the subject and the background is. So a lot of factors that influence, but again, if you have a decent distance, anything above F11 will work. F11 to F16, it should work for you. You will have everything in focus.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, again, this is what happens. I can show only the giraffe running, but you see another giraffe here. You see there's a small mountain here. Look at this giraffe size. Look at the clouds. All this give you, drama that you actually need. Will make people just pause and they will have a look at your image. Again, solo family just walking on the sunset. Yeah. So this is what happens when you include environment. I would say include environment because these days a lot of people want to know where it was shot. Giving them more information. The more the information that you give, it helps audience stay within your frame. Okay. And when do you go for black and white? Black and white, like I said, mostly I use it when I want to avoid distractions. When there is contrast, when I want to highlight a subject. Just imagine, remember the elephant image that you saw in the beginning with the blue sky.
Yeah.
The color would have actually, would have taken the elephant would have taken a backseat. The color would have become, the highlight of the image. So at times, wherever you feel that, you want to reduce distractions, at least I do, and that's my personal opinion. If you have very contrast images, you could get a black and white.
That image, Karthik is a framer here. That image
Yes,
must
ma'am.
be really good even in color, I think, because of that sky
Yes,
and
yes, yes,
the underneath of the leg.
yes,
It simply draws
yes.
your attention. Awesome image, really.
Yeah, yeah. But see, like I said, we all have our own choices, that we make. At times, when each time I saw, the first thing that was coming into my mind was blue. Okay.
Yeah,
So
of
I
course, that
said,
would have kind of distracted also the color would
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also because you see the bright part, right?
Yes.
Here, this is
Yeah.
the white, there are a lot of scattered clouds behind, which would have actually, I would say overlapped this guy. So like how you saw this, all these details wouldn't come out. Also, then there is green here, also couple of elephants here. So
And
then I
yes.
thought, trying to keep it very subtle and ensure that, this eye is seen. So
Beautiful.
black and white.
And Karthik, I'm so happy that you got a catch light in the eyes. I mean, that's brilliant.
That's I'm not very sure if that's a catch light or something.
I don't think that's a catch
No, that's
light.
a catch light. There's something on his eye.
Yeah.
But it looks like a catch light, right? I can call it anytime I want. But to be honest, that's something, the dirt or something on his eyes. But that's not a catch light, sir. Yeah.
Okay. But I also like the pattern on his feet, under his feet. That's brilliant.
Yes, exactly.
That wouldn't have come out so well in color.
True. I felt the same. That's the reason, converted into a black and white. Yeah, and this again, yes, sir.
The catch light actually meant for bird photography. When you take a bird photo, then the catch light will give more importance.
Yeah, you will be able to see properly. Yeah.
But not in the other animals.
Sir, it's like I said, it's a perspective. It at times, see, like I said, you see, we are talking about birds because bird hides are set up in such a way that they get that catch light, and you shoot at certain time. Otherwise, when you normally go shoot birds, very rarely you will be able to get a catch light because most of the time they are in the branches and covered in shadows.
Even people use flash to get the catch light there.
Yes. They do with even the animals. They do. That is again restricted environments. For commercial purpose, they want to promote conservations or something like that. That's when they use. But if you're getting a catch light and if your eye is seen nicely in the frame, I think it's a good thing. But you got to be really really lucky. Sometimes they only walk against the light. Okay, so
But
it's
will
very.
it give a weight in the other animal photograph?
It should look good, sir. It should look good because you see something when you see a catch light in the eyes, it looks very very sharp. The eye is noticeable. It becomes noticeable, though it's very small. A catch light there will help you identify the eye and show it very prominently. So there's nothing wrong. It should be a good thing. But I've never focused on that. Because I'll tell you what happens. See, in this frame, imagine this is the raw. So someone, ma'am, you were asking post processing. Look at this image. This is raw, and this is the JPEG. This is the actual condition. So you should now decide whether you want to expose for which part, the foreground, the background, the sky, etc., whatever it is. So I'm not, I only enhanced the image. I've not altered any of this.
Very great example, sir. Just
Thank
side
you,
by
sir.
side.
Thank
You're
you.
getting an idea how the raw and the real JPEG looks.
This is again the raw. This is again the raw. Okay, and this is the JPEG. There's nothing that I've done. It's pure enhancement. This is only for what the camera couldn't get, and compared to my eyes, that's the only thing that has been done. So you play around with light, shadows, exposure, little bit, but most times because I'm shooting in aperture priority, camera says this is the best exposure. You can't do anything about it. But when I look, it's very different. So the gap between these two is what has been done in post-processing. And a bit of this, if you see, you don't get flat, straight terrains. Okay, so that was a bit of tilting so that you have the terrain straight. Yeah. So nothing more than this.
But
Hardly
you will
2
not have
minutes.
the
Yeah.
raw image in the viewfinder, right?
Sorry, sir?
You will not be seeing the raw image in the viewfinder.
See, sir, here I'm seeing the image that I'm clicking on. See, I don't have to worry about seeing, because I know since aperture priority is a semi-automatic mode, and camera would exactly give me a proper exposure as per the reading. So I don't have to actually worry about my exposure. But when I shoot in manual with light descending or increasing, I need to ensure that I'm always changing my or manipulating my exposure controls. But here I don't have to worry about it. This is lot of.
You know what, Karthik, what Mr. Subramanian
Yes,
is saying, that like in Fuji, I use an X-T5. So whatever you see on that
The
color,
raw
same thing
image,
comes in.
the raw
That's
image
exactly.
could not be seen in the viewfinder.
But why, when you say raw image could not be seen in the viewfinder, what do you mean, sir? I didn't understand.
No. See the left side photograph, what you are showing here.
Yeah.
This will not be seen in the viewfinder. Am I right?
See, if you're shooting through the viewfinder, it will be seen. If you're shooting through the LCD, it will be seen.
But you will see the image in the viewfinder, the right one, which is a small JPEG formed and shown in the viewfinder, I hope. Am I right? If I am right?
Yeah.
You got my point, is it?
Yes, sir. So what I see in my camera and what I see on the my monitor would be when there is no exposure change. Okay, there would be brightness difference, but the image would remain the same, whether it is in the camera or whether it is in the laptop, because you can't alter exposure, right? So there's only brightness difference. If you had increased the brightness to the maximum, it will probably look bright. If you have a monitor that is not configured, then you will have the difference in exposure. Otherwise, like for example, I use a Mac and I get pretty much similar images.
Now, what I had understood is when the raw image is formed, so there will be a small JPEG image also.
Yes,
comes along
only
with
if you select.
and that
Only
will
if
be
you
shown.
select.
That will be shown in the viewfinder, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the original image, what you are seeing here at the left, this image you will not see in the viewfinder.
Okay, which
Well,
brand do you use, sir?
actually speaking, your question is
Nikon.
not correct, sir. Kaushik. Your question is not right. See,
now what you got my
I
point.
got your point, but your question is wrong. See, actually, whatever you see in the viewfinder is as you are seeing the original scene in front of your eyes. The same thing in the viewfinder you will see. But what JPEG and RAW is formed is in your card, SD card or your storage cards. and whatever the raw or JPEG files that you have selected, that will be recorded or in the cards, not in the viewfinder. Viewfinder only gives you the image, what you are seeing in front of your eyes, that's all. But on the left-hand side, what you are seeing, the raw, is found in the card, not in the viewfinder. And the JPEG, what you are seeing in the right side, is processed one from the raw image in the computer. So all these factors are different things. So basically, you have to understand this. I hope I am right, Mr. Karthik.
Sir, I did not understand this question. So if you have understood, I think
exactly, because I understood his problem, I explained.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Sir, I want to add one more
He
thing
said
to what.
correctly.
Yes, sir.
Very correctly. No problem.
I want to add one more point to what Satish sir said. See, the modern, continuing of Kashi sir's question, basically, there is a phenomenal difference of that aspect between a DSLR camera and a mirrorless camera. In a DSLR, you see what you see, let's say it's 6 p.m., whatever the lighting condition is there at 6 p.m., you'll see that in a DSLR as it is, what your eyes can see. Okay, so when you click a camera, when you click the picture, rather, when it stores in RAW or JPEG, it adjusts it as per your composition, as per your lens settings and camera settings and all. Okay, whereas and that's where there is some difference between what you see in the viewfinder and what you store. Okay, whereas in the mirrorless cameras, they improved that whatever it sees in the viewfinder itself, it captures. So that that's the later technology, and that's one of the major reasons, in additional to eye focus, what you told earlier. That is one of the major reasons why people are preferring the mirrorless. Yeah.
True. There's so many. This is one
in
part of
addition
it. There
to
are so
that,
many other factors also. The sensor
sir, in
coming.
addition to that, actually, seeing in the viewfinder is entirely different than seeing in the monitor. Seeing in the viewfinder is what you are looking at the actual scene. But after clicking the picture, what you look at the monitor is depending on what settings you have made. If you have made underexposure, it will show underexposure. The same thing will be recorded on the card. But seeing in the viewfinder and raw images is totally different aspects. That's what I mean to say.
Yeah. Also, RAW is a compressed one. Okay, it's a compressed one, so it will not have all the details when you look at it in the screen of your camera. Okay, the JPEG will look much better compared to your RAW. So
that is the point I wanted to understand.
Sure, sir. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so moving down to the last phase. Okay. This is what I learned, and this is what I use, and I'm not saying I'm right. If this helps you, please use when you are doing your photography. So wait for the gesture, not for the pose, because today wildlife photography has come out of it. A lot of animals are posed doing nothing, but people don't click those anymore. They wait for the action, they wait for the gesture, they wait for some behavior aspect. So shoot something which is a little, I would say, not usual, out of the box. Shoot low. I showed you images of rhinos, etc. But yeah, shoot from their eyes. They're cubs. They're already so small. You will make them even more smaller, even if we're not at their eye level. So from their eyes, how things look, how life looks, is something that we could explore. Okay. Let the environment talk. Include as much as possible. And see, look at this giraffe. It's it is as if clouds are underneath. It's even taller than the clouds. Use light to shape the mood. Avoid clutter. Just one story, very simple story in a frame. Anticipate behavior, don't react. No, a lot of times we react. When we react, that means we're not thinking. So I would say don't react, just respond. When you start responding, you will have much better images to make and showcase. Build emotions using the environment. Like I said, different frames will evoke different emotions with different people. So use it to your advantage. But don't kill your own emotion. You will not get the perfect condition. Most times you will have imperfect conditions, but we have to adapt to it and see how we can utilize it. And you can crop, you can use cropping even on your cameras these days. They come with different cropping options, so you can utilize all those and ensure that you add foregrounds where you are not able to, if it's very empty, or you get backgrounds, etc., etc. And like I said, edit to match the mood you felt on the field. If you felt something, just edit accordingly. Sometimes we overdo it, sometimes we underdo it, because we don't listen to ourselves. We see what others say, or we hear or listen to what others have to say. So just feel what you felt and post process it. I don't think you will post process for a long time. You'll keep it right, very, very simple and easy. Don't chase the story. Let the story come to you. Wait, have patience, sit, and things will happen. So this is what I feel. If you agree, I think I would have made an impact. Otherwise, I'm also learning. I think I'm done. If there is any Q&A, we will take it quickly.
Just to start off with, briefly, we discussed in the beginning about the night of that hide. Can you just in 2 sentences explain where to get it, how to get it? Yeah.
Sir, there are, you'll have to find, camps who have hides. You can probably Google it, or you can get in touch with me. I will tell you where, who all have hide. There are bird hide, different parks, in Apposili, in even in Masai Mara. So, I will probably help you get
Thank
in
you.
touch
I'll
with the
get
right
in touch
people.
with you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Hey, very educative. Now,
Sure.
if you don't mind, can we have your contact?
Yes, sir. Yes, I will probably share mine. This is my Insta handle. Okay, so but the spelling is wrong, huh? So it's photography. So
Okay.
an ad.
Suppose I have to speak to you. Suppose I have to speak to you.
Okay, so I'll share. Okay, so where do I type? I can type in the chat, ma'am. Is it okay?
Just.
Or I'll just tell you 7899
7899
57
57
99
99
00.
And you're based in Bangalore.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. I'm based in Bangalore.
Oh, lovely.
Which
Yeah,
part?
JP Nagar.
Arey, yeah, this is unbelievable. I'm also in JP Nagar. So let's
Oh,
look
great.
for
And then,
wildlife in mini forest.
Sure, sir. Sure. We'll do that. Catch up sometime. Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to ask? I know I've exceeded the time. I'm so sorry.
No, it was worth it. Worth it. Worth it.
Can you tell us
It was worth.
Plenty of people still here.
Can you tell
So
us
as
something
long as
about
there are people, it's
it
fine.
takes?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So I'll
Karthik,
close
when is
the
the next trip that you're organizing?
in Jan,
Oh,
towards
it's
the
already.
end of Jan.
Can you share the details, please? I mean, not
To where?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty similar to what we did this year in Jan. 3 parks. The cost is also very similar. Itinerary is also pretty similar.
So, you can share it on this one and we'll publish it so that, it can be the first trip of the year, the first international trip of the year. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. I'll share the details. With you.
Yeah.
Anyone else with any questions? So this is my Insta ID, so you can bump in and just drop messages, queries that you have.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So are we done?
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you, sir.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir.
Wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Wonderful presentation. Yeah, there was a lot of learning. That's what I liked about it. There was a lot of, takeaway for the participants. I think it wasn't just about seeing the pictures. They learned a lot about how to plan the pictures, what to do, and stuff. So that was a great presentation, Karthik.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am. I think we have a great community. I think a lot of the first trip also was really interesting. I think I've met a lot of four of us, but we could sink in, we could understand because our motive was very similar. So when like-minded
No,
people
last time
meet,
I think there were few people, but I'm sure this time you'll have more people joining in. So yeah, let's hope so. I know.
hopefully,
Yeah.
but we try and keep it to a minimum because it's not a tour. It's not a tour, right? It's a photography trip. So
Yeah.
we need to ensure that the outcome was really good for the last trip because Shiv Shankar sir is winning awards, and that was the motive. We to make award-winning images, the
It's
images
not
that were
just
not shot
about
before.
it's not just about awards. It's about the different kind of pictures you get in the experience and everything else also.
True.
That also counts a bit, quite a lot.
That's there, but yeah, like I said, it's a similar mindset. I think I'm not shown no image for what was shot, but to get that image we had waited for 3-4 hours and there was no one complaining. Same happened with elephants. We waited, we didn't go with others, we
I just finished,
etc.
and I was on a conference call.
Yes, sir.
I just finished that also. The match also got over. So.
I think Mahesh has to mute himself. Okay, I've muted him.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Thank you, Karthik. A wonderful presentation. I think, like what Prema said, a lot of learning, and also gives an idea of what one can expect in Kenya. I think that is the main takeaway, according to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
So
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for making time. I hope I have added value.
Yeah, of course.
Plenty.
It was worth the
Yes,
time.
yes.
Worth the
Thank
time.
you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. So we'll end, ma'am.
Yeah.